My mother-in-law arrived at Hawthorne Estate with a moving truck, 2 suitcases, and the key to a house she insisted belonged to her. She stepped out of her car wearing dark sunglasses, pointed toward the front entrance and ordered the movers to begin unloading. There was only one problem. Her key no longer worked. She tried it once, then again. Then she pushed it harder into the lock, as though enough anger could force the door to recognize her. Behind her, unfamiliar vehicles filled the driveway. Security cameras had been installed above the entrance, and beside the iron gate stood a large white sign. Sold. Patricia stared at it for almost a full minute before pulling out her phone. She called my husband first. He did not answer. Then she called me. Once. Twice. By the 12th call, I finally picked up. She did not say hello. What have you done to my house? I was standing inside my new kitchen, 3 hours away, watching sunlight move across the lake. It was never your house. Her breathing became heavy. You sold it. Yes. You couldn't have. I owned it, Patricia. Of course I could. There was a long silence. Then she asked the question I had known would hurt her the most. Who bought it? I looked across the table at my husband. Daniel said nothing, but for the first time in our marriage, he did not look afraid of his mother. I smiled. Adrian Cole. The sound Patricia made was somewhere between a gasp and a scream. But to understand why my mother-in-law was standing outside a locked estate with her belongings packed into a car, we need to go back nearly 6 months. 4 days after Daniel's grandmother's funeral, more than 30 relatives gathered inside Hawthorne Estate for a private meeting with the family lawyer. The scent of white lilies still hung in the dining room. Black coats rested across chairs. Untouched plates of food covered a long antique table beneath the crystal chandelier. Some people were genuinely grieving. Others kept staring at the paintings, silverware, and antique furniture, silently calculating what each piece might be worth. My husband stood beside me with one hand pressed gently against my back. At the head of the table sat his mother, Patricia Hawthorne. Patricia wore black from her shoes to the small hat pinned above her perfectly styled hair. Her posture was straight. Her expression was controlled. She did not look like a daughter mourning her mother. She looked like a queen waiting for someone to place a crown on her head. Before the lawyer could even open the documents in front of him, Patricia raised a spoon and tapped it against her glass. The room became quiet. I know this has been an emotional week, she began, but I want everyone to understand that Hawthorne Estate will remain exactly as it has always been. A few relatives nodded. Patricia slowly looked around the room. As the new matriarch of this family, I will personally ensure that our legacy is protected. Daniel's hand became tense against my back. I leaned toward him. Did Evelyn leave her the house? I don't know, he whispered. Patricia smiled as though everything had already been decided. The family lawyer removed his glasses. Mrs. Hawthorne, perhaps it would be best if I read Evelyn's instructions before anyone makes an announcement. Patricia turned toward him. It was not an announcement, it was a statement of fact. The lawyer did not argue. He opened the folder and began reading. Evelyn left jewelry to 2 granddaughters. She left Daniel a financial account. Several close friends received personal letters and small gifts. Patricia was given a collection of clothing, family photographs, silver pieces, and a monthly payment from a separate trust. Patricia remained completely calm. She was waiting for the estate. Then the lawyer turned to the final section. The property known as Hawthorne Estate, including the main residence, surrounding 14 acres, gardens, outbuildings, and the contents named in the attached inventory, shall pass solely and completely to Claire Hawthorne. For several seconds, I did not understand what he had said. Then every face in the room turned toward me. Daniel looked at me as though he had suddenly forgotten how to speak. Patricia laughed. It was not a happy laugh. It was one short, sharp sound from someone certain a mistake had been made. "I'm sorry," she said. "Who?" The lawyer looked directly at me. "Claire's." My hands became cold. There must be some mistake. There is no mistake. I had known Evelyn wanted to leave me something. Perhaps her writing desk. Maybe the bracelet she sometimes allowed me to wear. But I had never imagined she would leave me Hawthorne Estate. The property had belonged to Daniel's family for almost 90 years. It had 6 bedrooms, a ballroom, a library and a wraparound porch facing a large rose garden. The Hawthorns held weddings there. They hosted Christmas dinners beneath the chandelier. Almost every important family photograph had been taken somewhere on those grounds. Patricia slowly rose from her chair. My mother would never leave our family estate to an outsider. That word hurt more than I expected. Outsider. I had been married to Daniel for 11 years. I had hosted family dinners. I had attended birthdays, weddings and funerals. I had helped Patricia after 2 surgeries. And during the final 14 months of Evelyn's life, I had become her primary caregiver. I drove her to medical appointments. I organized her medication. I cooked her meals when she could no longer stand for long periods. When she became frightened at night, I slept in the room beside hers. Patricia visited occasionally. She always arrived perfectly dressed, stayed long enough to take a few photographs, and left before Evelyn needed anything difficult. Patricia said sickness overwhelmed her. Hospitals made her anxious. She could not bear to see her mother in pain. But now that Evelyn was gone, Patricia wanted everything her mother had owned. The lawyer closed one section of the will. Evelyn's instructions are extremely clear. "No," Patricia said, "Claire manipulated her." "Mom," Daniel interrupted. "Stay out of this. Claire only found out a few seconds ago." Patricia pointed toward me. "She knew." "I didn't." "You expect this family to believe that?" "It's the truth." The lawyer reached into his folder. Evelyn anticipated that her decision might be questioned. He removed a handwritten letter and passed it to me. My fingers trembled as I opened it. "Claire's. A house can carry a family name without ever feeling like a home. During my illness, many people said they loved me. You were the person who showed me. You gave me your time without asking what you would receive in return. Patricia believes blood gives a person ownership over everything that came before. I believe kindness is a far greater inheritance. Hawthorne Estate is yours. Keep it, change it, or sell it. Do whatever allows you to live in peace. Do not let anyone turn my love into a debt. Evelyn." By the time I reached the final line, tears blurred the page. For one moment, I forgot about everyone in the room. I could see Evelyn sitting on the porch, wrapped in her blue blanket, asking whether the roses would survive another cold season. Then Patricia snatched the letter from my hand. She read it quickly. Her expression became colder with every line. When she finished, she dropped it onto the table. My mother was confused. 2 doctors confirmed she was mentally competent, the lawyer answered. She was dying. She updated the will 8 months ago. She was being influenced. Evelyn met with me privately. Claire was not present when the will was discussed or signed. Patricia looked around the room. She needed the family watching her. This estate belongs to the Hawthorns. The lawyer's voice remained calm. Legally, it belongs to Claire. That should have ended the discussion. Instead, it began a war. The following morning, Patricia called me at 7:15. There was no greeting. No question about whether I was okay. She immediately began talking about the estate. "I have spoken with several family members. The cleanest solution is for you to transfer the property to me. I sat upright in bed. I'm not transferring anything. You do not understand what you have inherited. I understand that Evelyn left me her home. Our family home. It legally belongs to me. Patricia became quiet. Authority had failed. So she moved to guilt. You are going to erase 90 years of family history because you are angry with me. I haven't erased anything. You are keeping a grieving daughter away from her family estate. You have no right to live there. Daniel's memories are inside that house. Daniel is welcome there. As though my son needs your permission. He doesn't, but you do. Her voice became sharp. You will not speak to me that way. I am ending this call. You will sign the property over to me. No, you are destroying this family. The will was read yesterday. And you have already become greedy. I ended the call. Less than 5 minutes later, Daniel's phone began ringing. He opened his eyes, looked at the screen and sighed. Don't answer, I said. If I don't, she'll keep calling. He accepted the call. Patricia's voice was so loud I could hear almost every word. She said I had humiliated her. She said I had secretly turned Evelyn against her. She said the family expected Daniel to correct his wife. Then she asked him a question that revealed exactly how she saw our marriage. Are you my son or are you her husband? Daniel looked at me. He did not answer. Patricia treated his silence like surrender. That's what I thought. She disconnected. Daniel sat on the edge of the bed. I'm sorry. For what? For her. I wanted his apology to comfort me. Instead, it made me feel alone. Daniel had spent his entire life apologizing for Patricia. But his apologies had never required her to change. Within days, relatives began contacting me. An aunt sent a long email about protecting the Hawthorne legacy. Daniel's cousin suggested placing the property into a family trust controlled by Patricia. A relative I had met only twice accused me of influencing a dying woman. Patricia created a private family group chat and posted photographs of Hawthorne estate from weddings and Christmas dinners. Under one picture she wrote, "Our history is being stolen." Under another, "If Claire truly loved this family, she would return what belongs to us." People responded with angry messages and broken heart emojis. One cousin wrote that women who married into wealthy families always revealed their true intentions when money became involved. I wanted to defend myself. I wanted to remind them that none of them had been there when Evelyn was too weak to walk. None of them had cleaned her room after she became sick. None of them had stayed awake beside her when she was afraid she would not survive the night. But people who benefit from a lie rarely want to hear the truth. 1 week later, Patricia arrived at Hawthorne Estate with 2 moving trucks. I stood on the porch and watched 4 workers climb out. Patricia stepped from her car wearing sunglasses and holding a clipboard. "What is this?" "I am collecting the belongings my mother left me. The items named in the will would fit in 1 car. There are additional family pieces that need to be protected." "No." She removed her sunglasses. "I was not asking. You can take what belongs to you, nothing else." Her mouth tightened. "This house is filled with Hawthorne property. This house is now my property. You are enjoying this." "Enjoying what?" "Having power over me." That was when I finally understood something about Patricia. She believed everyone thought the way she did. To her, every conversation involved a winner and a loser. Every gift created a debt. Every relationship was about control. "I don't want power over you," I told her. "I want you to leave." She stepped closer. "You are living in a fantasy if you think a signature makes you a Hawthorne. I don't want to be you, Patricia. For the first time, she had no immediate answer. I called the family lawyer. He reminded her that she was legally allowed to remove only the possessions specifically named in the will. 40 minutes later, Patricia left with 3 boxes, several photographs, and a silver tea set. The moving trucks followed her out completely empty. I believed the humiliation might stop her. Instead, it made her more dangerous. The next morning, I found a locksmith measuring the front door. Patricia had told him she owned the estate and had lost her key. I sent him away. 2 days later, a furniture company attempted to deliver a complete bedroom set. The order was addressed to Patricia Hawthorne at Hawthorne Estate. The following day, dining chairs arrived. Then curtains, then kitchen supplies, then a mattress. Patricia was trying to establish residence one delivery at a time. I returned everything. Daniel called her while I stood beside him. "Mom, stop sending furniture to the estate. It is where I will be living." "No, it isn't. My mother wanted me there. Grandma left the estate to Claire. She made a mistake. The court will not care whether you agree with her." Patricia became silent. Then she aimed directly at Daniel's oldest wound. A man who allows his wife to steal from his mother is not much of a son. Daniel's face changed. Patricia continued. "And a husband who cannot control his wife is not much of a husband." I waited for him to defend me. Instead, he lowered his eyes. "Mom, please." That single word told Patricia she was still in control. After the call, I looked at Daniel. "Do you agree with her?" "No." "Then why didn't you say that?" "She knows how to push me." "And you let her?" "She's my mother. And I'm your wife." "I know. I need more than that." He looked exhausted. "What do you want me to do?" "I want you to stop treating her behavior like bad weather. She is making choices. She is attacking me because she believes you will never stop her." "You think this is easy for me?" "No, I think it has been easier for you to let me handle it." That hurt him. I could see it. But it was true. Patricia was attacking me, and Daniel was standing between us, hoping one of us would eventually surrender. I refused to be that person. 3 days later, I returned from the grocery store and found Patricia's car in the driveway. The front door was open. I had never given her a key. I entered quietly and heard voices upstairs. When I reached Evelyn's bedroom, I stopped. Patricia stood beside the wardrobe. Daniel's aunt and cousin were placing Evelyn's clothes into boxes. The blue blanket Evelyn had used during her final weeks had been thrown onto the floor. "What are you doing?" The cousin froze. Daniel's aunt looked away. Patricia continued folding a sweater. "These things belong with the family. Put them back. They belonged to my mother. They now belong to the estate. I am her daughter, and I am the legal owner of this house." She threw the sweater into a box. "You have no right to speak to me like this. You entered without permission. I used my mother's key. Give it to me." "No." I pulled out my phones. Patricia laughed. "What are you going to do? Call the police on a grieving daughter?" "Yes." The laughter disappeared. Her relatives began backing away from the boxes. Patricia walked toward me until only a few inches separated us. "You will regret humiliating me. You broke into my home. This is my family's home. Evelyn is gone, Patricia. The house does not belong to you." For a moment, real grief appeared on her face. Then anger covered it again. "You think she loved you more than me?" "No," I said. "I think she trusted me more than you." Patricia raised one hand slightly. For a second, I thought she might slap me. Instead, she pointed toward the boxes. This is not over. You're right. I lifted my phone. The police are on their way. She left before they arrived. That evening, Patricia told the family I had threatened to arrest a grieving daughter for entering her family home. By the next morning, someone had thrown red paint across the front gate. A note had been placed beneath my windshield wiper. "Give back what you stole." I changed every lock. I installed security cameras. I stopped sleeping properly. Every unfamiliar car made my heart race. Every sound outside forced me to check the windows. Then Patricia challenged the will in court. Her lawyer claimed Evelyn had lacked mental capacity. He also claimed I had isolated her from the family and influenced her decisions. None of it was true. But lies do not need to be believable to become exhausting. For months, my life became legal meetings, family accusations, and sleepless nights. My lawyer, Sarah Miller, reviewed Evelyn's medical records, witness statements, and private meetings with the family attorney. "The challenge is extremely weak," Sarah told me. "How weak?" 2 independent doctors evaluated Evelyn. She met privately with her lawyer. "You were not present when she changed the will. Patricia has emotion but almost no evidence. So we'll win." "I believe we will. And then she has to stop." Sarah hesitated. "The legal challenge will stop. But Patricia won't." "No." That was when I finally understood the truth. Even after winning in court, I would lose every day I stayed inside that house. Patricia would continue sending relatives. She would report imaginary violations to the city. She would watch the gates. She would tell everyone I was living inside something that belonged to her. As long as I owned Hawthorne Estate, Patricia would use it as a doorway into my life. Sarah watched me carefully. "What are you thinking?" "I thought keeping the house meant protecting Evelyn's decision." "It does. But Evelyn never asked me to protect the building." I removed her letter from my bag. "Keep it, change it, or sell it. Do whatever allows you to live in peace." "What exactly does Patricia receive under the will?" "Only what is listed. No ownership in the estate. No legal right to live there. No approval over what I decide to do." Sarah leaned forward. "No. What happens if I sell it?" A slow smile appeared on her face. "Once her challenge is dismissed, you have every legal right to sell. And Patricia receives nothing from the sale." "Nothing." For the first time in months, I felt completely calm. Patricia wanted the estate because it represented control. She wanted to stand beneath the chandelier and call herself the matriarch. She wanted relatives to request permission before using the house. She wanted the gates, the portraits, and the Hawthorne name carved above the entrance. She believed I would eventually become too tired to continue fighting. She was right about one thing. I was tired. But she misunderstood what I was willing to surrender. I did not have to surrender to Patricia. I could surrender the battlefield. I did not tell Daniel immediately. For several nights I walked through the estate alone. I stood in the library where Evelyn arranged her mystery novels by color. I sat on the porch where we had shared tea. I touched the kitchen counter where she had taught me to make apple cake. The memories were beautiful, but the estate no longer felt like a home. It felt watched. It felt invaded. It felt like a prison Patricia could enter whenever she wanted to hurt me. One night, Daniel found me sitting on the floor of Evelyn's bedroom. The room was dark except for a lamp near the window. "I'm thinking about selling." He remained in the doorway for several seconds. I waited for him to say I couldn't. Instead, he sat beside me. "Do you want to?" "I don't know." "That usually means yes." "Your family will hate me." "Some of them already do." Your mother will never forgive you." Daniel gave a tired smile. "My mother doesn't forgive people. She waits for them to become obedient." It was the first truly honest thing he had ever said about her. "I don't want to betray Evelyn." "You aren't." "How do you know?" "Because Grandma didn't leave you a museum. She left you a choice." I started crying. Not because I was sad. Because for the first time since the will reading, Daniel was standing beside me instead of between me and his mother. He took my hand. "Salit, are you sure?" "No," he admitted, "but I'm sure I don't want to lose you over a house." 6 weeks later, Patricia's legal challenge was dismissed. The judge found no credible evidence that Evelyn lacked mental capacity or that I had influenced her. Patricia threatened to appeal. Her own lawyer advised her not to. She had already spent thousands of dollars, and the relatives who had encouraged her suddenly became unavailable when she asked them to help pay the legal fees. Patricia did not realize it yet, but she had lost. Sarah introduced me to a broker who specialized in historic properties. He toured the estate quietly, examining the roof, gardens, library, and ballroom. "This property will attract attention." "I don't want attention." "Family issue." "Family war." He nodded. "We can list it privately." "No public photographs. Only verified buyers will see it." "No sign before the sale." "None." "Good." For the next month, Patricia believed I was preparing to live permanently at Hawthorne Estate. I allowed her to believe it. She sent messages offering me one final opportunity to transfer the property. I ignored them. She told family members I would eventually come to my senses. I heard she had already selected the bedroom she planned to occupy. Meanwhile, buyers quietly toured the property. A hotel group made an offer. A private family expressed interest. An events company wanted to divide the land. Then the broker called me. "I have another buyer." "Who?" "Adrian Cole." I almost rejected the meeting immediately. Everyone in the area knew Adrian. His company had purchased an abandoned country club and transformed it into a successful boutique retreat. Patricia hated him. She called his development vulgar. She disliked that he did not come from an old family. She disliked that he had built his own wealth. Most of all, she hated him because he had once refused to reserve a charity table for her after she missed the payment deadline. "What does he want with Hawthorne Estate?" I asked. "To restore the main house. And then a boutique hotel, restaurant, wedding venue, and private spa." I imagined Patricia standing in the ballroom while strangers celebrated weddings beneath the Hawthorne chandelier. I imagined guests sleeping inside rooms she considered sacred. I should have felt guilty. Instead, I felt free. Adrian toured the property with an architect. He spoke respectfully about Evelyn's gardens. He planned to preserve the library and restore the damaged stonework. "We do not want to destroy the house's history," he told me. "We want people to experience it." That mattered to me. I did not want revenge badly enough to destroy something Evelyn had loved. But I could not deny the justice in Patricia's private estate becoming a place open to everyone. Adrian made an all-cash offer slightly below the highest valuation. In return, he agreed to confidentiality and promised to close within 23 days. I accepted. Only Daniel, Sarah, the broker, and I knew. During the sale process, Patricia sent me another message. "I will be coming to the estate next month. We can discuss which rooms I will use." I stared at the screen. Then, for the first time in weeks, I responded, "You should call before coming." Her answer arrived almost immediately. "I do not need permission to enter my family home." I did not reply. On the morning of closing, I walked through Hawthorne Estate one final time. Most of the furniture had been stored, sold, or included with the property. I kept Evelyn's writing desk, her blue chair, a small painting from the library, the hallway clock, and her letter. Everything else could remain behind. I stood beneath the chandelier where Patricia had declared herself the family matriarch. That was where she had called me an outsider. For months, I had believed I needed to keep the estate to prove I belonged. Now I understood that I did not need the Hawthorne name. I did not need the family's approval. And I did not need to own a building to prove that Evelyn had loved me. Daniel joined me in the dining room. Ready? I looked around one last time. Yes. We signed the documents that afternoon. The money entered my account. Adrian's team changed every lock before sunset. The following morning, Patricia arrived with her moving truck. The security camera showed her stepping confidently from her car. Her trunk was filled with boxes, suitcases, and framed photographs. She walked toward the front door holding her old key. It did not work. She tried again. Then she walked around the side of the house. Every entrance was locked. One of the movers asked whether they were at the correct property. Patricia told him to wait. Then she saw the sold sign. That was when she began calling us. When I finally answered, she screamed, "What have you done to my house? It was never your house. You sold it." "Yes, you couldn't have. I owned it." "To whom?" "Adrian Cole. That man." "Yes, he will destroy it. He plans to restore it. And do what with it? Turn it into a hotel, restaurant, spa, and wedding venue." Her voice cracked. "You did this to punish me." "No, do not lie to me. I sold it because you made keeping it unbearable. You stole my family's legacy. Evelyn left you exactly what she wanted you to have. She was my mother, and she knew you better than anyone. You manipulated her." The court disagreed. "I am the matriarch of this family." I looked out across the lake. "No, Patricia." My voice was quiet. "You are a woman standing outside a house she does not own." For several seconds I heard nothing. Then she said, "Daniel will leave you for this." Daniel was sitting across from me. He had heard everything. He held out his hand for the phone. I gave it to him. "Mom." Her voice immediately softened. "Daniel, thank God. Tell her to reverse the sale." "I can't." "You mean you won't?" "Yes," he said, "I won't. She sold your inheritance. It wasn't mine. She has turned you against your mother." "No, you did that." Patricia became completely silent. Daniel's hand was shaking, but his voice remained steady. "You broke into our home. You encouraged relatives to harass Claire. You called her a thief. You tried to destroy Grandma's final wishes because you couldn't control them. I did everything for this family. You did everything to control this family. You are choosing her over me. I am choosing my wife over your abuse." Patricia hung up. Daniel stared at the phone for several seconds. He looked frightened, then slowly relieved. That conversation did not erase all the damage Patricia had caused him. But it was the first time he had closed a door she could not force open. Later that evening, Adrian sent me a photograph from the estate's security camera. Patricia stood beside the sold sign. Her car trunk remained open. Her boxes and suitcases were still inside. The moving truck had already left. She had arrived expecting to claim the estate. Instead, she found new locks, a new owner, and a future that no longer required her approval. The sale allowed Daniel and me to buy a smaller home beside a lake, 3 hours away. There were no gates, no ballrooms, No portraits of dead hawthorns watching us from the walls. There was only sunlight, water, and quiet. Daniel began therapy. I stopped checking the window whenever a car slowed near the house. Some relatives eventually apologized. A few admitted Patricia had lied to them. Others confessed that they supported her because disagreeing meant becoming her next target. I accepted the apologies that felt sincere. The rest remained unanswered. Patricia never apologized. A little over a year later, Hawthorne Estate reopened as the Hawthorne House. Adrian preserved Evelyn's rose garden. He restored the porch. He kept most of the library unchanged. Near the entrance, he placed a small plaque honoring Evelyn's contribution to the community. Daniel and I visited shortly before the official opening. Staff members carried flowers through the hallways. A young couple stood in the ballroom discussing their wedding. The house felt alive, not trapped inside one woman's obsession with status. Daniel and I walked onto the porch. For months, I had worried that selling the estate would erase Evelyn. But Evelyn had never been the furniture. She had never been the stone walls. She had never been the family name carved above the gates. She was the woman who taught me that love should never become a debt. She had not left me the estate so I could spend the rest of my life defending it. She had left it so I could choose what came next. Patricia wanted the house because she believed being the matriarch meant everyone had to obey her. She wanted to inherit authority. She wanted a building that proved she mattered. But authority cannot be inherited from a dead woman. Respect cannot be forced through guilt. And family history does not give someone the right to destroy the living. Patricia arrived with a moving truck because she believed I would eventually surrender. Instead, she found changed locks and a sold sign. I walked away with the money, my marriage, and my peace. She walked away with exactly what Evelyn had left her. Nothing more. What would you have done if your mother-in-law tried to take an inheritance that was legally yours? Tell me in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video, subscribe to Real Stories of Women, and turn on notifications so you do not miss our next story.